If you write anything on your computer, you need to get Grammarly.
I write pretty much all day, every day, and Grammarly makes my writing better.
As a student, I like that it's free.
It actually is correcting everything as I'm writing it.
To push beyond our boundaries, to see what lies beyond the horizon. Now, tens of billions of kilometers from Earth, two spacecraft are streaking out into the void. What will we learn about the galaxy, the universe, and ourselves from Voyager's epic journey to the stars? December 19th, 1972. The splashdown of the Apollo 17 crew capsule marked the end of the golden age of manned spaceflight. The Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo programs had proven that we could send people into space. To orbit the Earth. Fly out beyond our planet. Then land on the Moon and walk among its ancient craters. The collective will to send people beyond our planet faded in times of economic uncertainty, war, and shifting priorities. And yet, just 5 years after Apollo ended, scientists launched a new vision that was just as profound and even more far-reaching.
We knew we were on a journey of discovery when we launched the Voyager spacecraft. but we had no idea how much there was to discover.
We had a sense that we knew what it felt like to be Magellan or Columbus.
It didn't all go smoothly. Early computer problems threatened to doom Voyager 2. Then its radio receiver failed, forcing engineers to use a backup. Now, after more than 3.5 decades of successful operations, the twin spacecraft are sending back information on their flight into interstellar space. Along the way, they have revealed a solar system rich beyond our imagining.
Time after time, we're surprised by seeing things that we had not expected or even imagined. Volcanoes erupting from a moon Io, the possibility of a liquid water ocean under the icy crust of Europa, Titan, where we found an atmosphere, Uranus, small moon Miranda, which had one of the most complex geologic surfaces we've seen. Even at Neptune, Triton, 40 degrees above absolute zero, even there were geysers erupting.
It's the only spacecraft that's gone by Uranus. It's the only spacecraft that's gone by Neptune. Everything we know about those planets, we know from Voyager.
To see those first pictures coming in from the outer solar system, for the first time, what had been a point of light in the sky was a place.
The journey was made possible by a rare alignment of the planets, a configuration that occurs only once every 176 years. That enabled the craft to go from planet to planet, accelerating as they entered the gravitational field of one, then flying out to the next. The Voyagers carried a battery of scientific equipment to collect data on the unknown worlds in their path. That included a pair of Vidicom cameras and a data transfer rate slower than a dial-up modem. They are primitive by today's standards, but that didn't stop them from returning a flurry of discoveries. On Jupiter's moon Io, Voyager's cameras spotted 9 erupting volcanoes. They documented volcanic plumes reaching 300 kilometers into the atmosphere at velocities of 1 kilometer every second. Almost 2 years later, on November 12, 1980, Voyager 1 sailed down to within 124,000 kilometers of Saturn's cloud tops. That's 1/3 the distance between the Earth and the Moon. It found that Saturn's atmosphere is almost entirely hydrogen and helium. It is the only planet in our solar system that is less dense than water. 1 year earlier, Pioneer 11 had detected a thick gaseous atmosphere on Saturn's large moon, Titan. Scientists decided to send Voyager 1 to follow up. It sent back clues to one of the most fascinating bodies in the solar system. Titan proved to be the only object in the solar system, other than Earth, with stable bodies of surface liquid. Not water, but vast lakes of liquid methane. Scientists could have chosen to send Voyager 1 out to Pluto, but Titan was more promising scientifically. But that meant its grand tour of the outer planets was over. Voyager 1 headed north, above the plane of the solar system. 5 years later, and over 1.5 billion kilometers beyond Saturn, Voyager 2 reached Uranus.
If you write anything on your computer, you need to get Grammarly.
I write pretty much all day, every day, and Grammarly makes my writing better.
As a student, I like that it's free.
It actually is correcting everything as I'm writing it.
Grammar errors, spelling errors, and even helps me find the right words to use so I can say what I want to say.
It catches all those embarrassing little mistakes before I hit send.
I downloaded Grammarly around my freshman year because I was just horrible at typing.
Grammarly is like my secret weapon for writing papers.
It's the perfect tool for your resume. You don't want any errors when it's your first impression.
I use Grammarly for important emails, social media posts, which there are a lot of.
I've used every tool out there, and Grammarly is by far the best for improving your writing.
Grammarly is making me a better writer, and it's free.
I would recommend Grammarly if you're a student.
My family,
My peers, my colleagues.
It's like having your own personal proofreader for free.
Download Grammarly for free at Grammarly.com.
Like all the other planets, Uranus spins like a top. But Voyager 2 found that it's actually tipped on its side. Its magnetic field reaches out in a bizarre corkscrew tail, millions of kilometers into space. Voyager 2 discovered two new rings, thin, dark bands of ice, rock, and dust, with particles the size of a fist. Although the craft discovered